23rd April 2023. Madhupan Avyakt BapDada Shanti revides 14th of April 1994. The Murli's title is The Return of Love is to Turn means transform oneself. Today, BapDada, the image of love and power, is seeing his loving children everywhere. The gathering and the subtle form is even greater than this gathering in the corporeal form. BapDada has merged all the children, whether in their corporeal forms or their subtle form, in his arms of love. The arms of love are so large, all the children everywhere merge into the arms of love in the same way as rivers merge into an ocean. The arms of love, the ocean of love, are unlimited. Even if all the children are number-wise, they are all tied in love. BapDada's love is merged in all the children. Everyone is flying ahead with the power of love. This flight of love is making all the children come close to the Father in their minds, with their bodies, and also in their hearts. The plane means Viman of love brings you close to the Father with the speed of a second. In Gyan, Yoga, and Dharana, you are number-wise according to your capacity, but in love, all of you experience yourselves to be number one. Love is the main basis on which Brahman life is given as a gift to all you children. If Baba were to ask all of you children if you are constant yogis, if you are constantly embodiments of knowledge, not knowledgeable souls, but embodiments of knowledge, then you would think about it. You would say yes. But what would you say when asked if you are constantly embodiments of dharana? I have that aim. However, if Baba asked you if you are constantly loving souls, you would say Ha Ji, means yes indeed. All of you have passed and the subject of love. Some of you have passed with honors, and some of you have passed. You have passed, have you not? Have the double foreigners passed? Have the resident of Bharat passed? If you did not pass, you would not come close, means pass in Hindi is equal to close. To come close proves that you have passed. Love means to remain close, to pass means to be victorious, and to pass through all the external situations very easily. So you have passed in all three aspects of pass, have you not? It is easy to pass through everything, is it not? Or is it sometimes easy and sometimes difficult? There is nothing but the experience of bliss and remaining close, but in passing through something, are you number-wise, or are all of you number one? Look, you are not saying that you are number one. To remain silent means that there is something. However, as time goes by, to pass with the power of love is becoming very easy, and it will become easier. Just as it is easy to remain close, so when it also becomes constantly easy to pass through everything, you will not then have to pass. You will have already passed. You have the firm faith that you have already passed. You simply have to repeat it. You have such an unshakable faith, do you not? So while sitting far away, all of you are close, are you not? You are on the heart throne. Some are lights of the eyes, and some are seated on the heart throne. The closest are the eyes and the heart. Not all of you are sitting in Om Shanti Bhavan, but you are seated on the Baba's heart throne, or merged in Baba's eyes as the jewels of light. Anything that is merged can never be far away. What will you do this year. You say that this is the last meeting of this year, but the end reminds you of the beginning a great deal. The beginning reminds you of the middle, but the end reminds you of the beginning. So, it is not the end, but it is the beginning. It is the beginning of flying at a fast speed. The original form is the form of the soul. And so, what is the speed of the original form? It is such a fast speed. It is even faster than the fast speed of the various instruments of science of today. However, the speed of the instruments of science is, after all, based on science. With science, you are able to cut means reduce the speed and also pick up speed. But as yet, no one has been able to record the speed of a soul, nor will anyone ever be able to do this. It is in this that science considers itself to have failed. Where science has failed, you can do whatever you want with the power of silence. So now let the soul begin flying at a fast speed with soul power, whether in transforming yourselves, in transforming the attitude of anyone, in transforming the atmosphere, or in transforming your relations and connections. Now bring about a fast speed. The sign of a fast speed is that as soon as you think about something, it happens. It is not that you have thought about it and it will happen. No. You think about it and it happens. Thoughts, words and deeds, all three need to be elevated at the same time. If you check that which is wasteful, or if you check your wrong thoughts, you find that speed to be very fast. You will have a thought in one moment and you speak of it instantly and also carry it out practically. Thoughts, words and deeds are so fast. They are simultaneous. The force of their speed is so fast that it finishes the consciousness of elevated thoughts, actions, code of conduct, and the greatness of Brahman life. The force of that which is wasteful finishes the consciousness of truth and accuracy. Then after some time, when you have regained consciousness, you think that you should not have done that it was not correct. However, at the time when there is that force, the recognition of that which is correct changes and it makes you experience something incorrect to be correct. So the force of that which is wasteful makes you finish all consciousness. So this year, all of your children must especially become innocent of all vestige. When your souls were in your golden age kingdom, you were innocent of all vestige and of Maya. And this is why deities are called great souls or saints. In the same way, let those sanskars of yours emerge, become an embodiment of total ignorance of any vestige. Let there be total ignorance of any vestige in your time, your breath, your words and actions. Let there be total ignorance, that is, ignorance of any kind of vestige in any of this. When there is total ignorance of all vestige, you will then automatically and easily experience divinity, and you will give this experience to others. Do not think that you are still making effort now anyway. The being is doing something through the child, means Purusharth is equal to effort. Purush means the living being, Rath means child. So, to be the being inspiring the child to do something is known as making effort. Let it not be that you are moving along whilst making effort, because the effort maker should be constantly flying. This is known as being an accurate effort maker. Effort does not mean that you continue to make the same mistake again and again and make the word effort your support. Become an accurate effort maker. Let your nature be natural, extremely easy. Now put aside making effort. Now let go of the temporary supports that you have been holding on to. Whilst you are holding on to those supports, you cannot experience the constant support of the Father. Whilst you do not have the support of the Father, you make limited supports of your support, whether it is your sanskars and nature or external situations. Whatever supports you have created, they all are temporary. For show and every deceitful. Do not be deceived. The support of the Father is the canopy. Temporary things are deceitful. This is why you listen to many sweet things of Maya, and you have already heard a great deal. Just as those who have been creating the scriptures from the Copper Age onwards are very clever. They have created such sweet stories. So do not make up stories. Each of you is cleverer than the next in making up stories and excuses. Do not make any excuses. Do not say any excuses. Do not make any excuses. However, what should you do instead? Say the Father. Do as the Father does. Become the same as the Father. When anything comes in front of you, you begin to make excuses in a second, because the speed of a Maya is also very fast. So, you make an excuse in such a beautiful way that when Baba hears it, he is amused. Others, however, are impressed by it. This is very good, is it right? What you are saying is right. It is right, and you even feel that to be good. However, seeing the fast speed of time, you must fly away from those supports very quickly. All of those various types of things content to create a roll of waste in your register. They content to be rolled, roll by roll. Therefore, become innocent of them. Through the stage of innocence, the ready-made stage of service will come in front of you. This year, the sign of the instant fruit of accurate effort is that ready-made service will come to you, finish the opposition of vestige, and offers you. Service will then appear in front of you. All of you have been instruments for service for many years. Now become instruments to do the service of making others into instruments. Let them be the mics, and you be the mic. You have been the mics for a long time. Now let others be the mics, and you be the mic. Let the mics become instruments through your might. This is known as a sign of flying at a fast speed. So, do you understand what you have to do? You are flying fast, are you not? Or is it sometimes fast and sometimes slow? You will constantly continue to fly at a fast speed. Do not become afraid seeing clouds. All of the excuses are the clouds. Cross over them in a second. Know the way and gain success by using the right method in a second. On one side, there is the force of occult powers, and on the other side, there is the force of success by using the right method. Occult powers are only temporary, while success by using the right method is for all time. BapDada now wishes to have such a group of those who are constantly Arjuna, those who take responsibility for their minds, their thoughts, their words and their connections. Whatever I do, not the body consciousness, I, but whatever I, an elevated soul, do, others who see me will do the same. Whoever takes the initiative is Arjuna. It has been remembered the first number is Arjuna, the alaukic being. BapDada wishes to see such a group. Do not look at the things that come up. Do not look at the others. Do not listen to the wasteful things that others relate. Simply be alaukic beings, those who have the unique sparkle of divinity in their thoughts, words, and deeds. This is known as being Arjuna, an alaukic being. Will such a group be prepared this year or next year? Acha, all those who wish to come in this group, raise your hands. I have to become this. I am Arjuna. Then Baba should not receive the news. What can I do? It happens. The circumstances are such. I am not getting any help. I am not receiving blessings. I don't have any support. Blah blah. Those who want some more time, raise your hands. Do you want 1 or 2 months? Or do you want 1 year? Ask all the groups that have come and then give Baba the result. The teachers are forced because there is definitely an impact of the subtle atmosphere or vibration of those who become instruments. You accumulate multi-million-fold charity and you also become multi-million times responsible as an instrument. Nothing more can be said, can it? It is very good to become a teacher. At least you get a gaddi. At least you receive the title of Didi, means senior sister. However, you then have just as much responsibility. This year, you must show some newness. Do not think I have raised my hand many times. I have also made many promises for many years. No, you should neither have such thoughts in a subtle way, nor have such thoughts about others. These thoughts makes you become slack. This has been continuing all the time. This continues all the time. This vibration also makes you weak. Have a determined thought, and that determination will definitely bring about success. Do not create weak thoughts. A lot of time is wasted in sustaining them. Creation takes place very quickly. 100 are created in a second. However, it takes so much time to sustain them. It takes effort and time to finish them. And you are also deprived of receiving blessings and good wishes from BapDada. You are even deprived of the blessings and good wishes from everyone. Create such a bond of pure thoughts that the pure thoughts encircle even those who are a little weak. This bond of pure thoughts will then become a canopy of protection for them. It will become a means of safety, a fortress. You have not as yet fully realized the power of pure thoughts. One pure and elevated powerful thought can perform such wonders. Try it and experience it this year. At first, there will be battling in this practice. Wasteful thoughts will cut off your pure thoughts, just as they have portrayed the arrows of the Kauravas and the Pandavas, where one arrow destroys the other arrow before it reaches its target. So too, thoughts try to finish other thoughts. They will do this. However, the companion of those who have determined thoughts is the Father. You constantly have tilaks of victory. Now let thoughts emerge and West will then automatically merge. You allow time for West. You do not cut it off instantly, but you become colored by it instead. Cut them off in less than a second. Finish them with pure thoughts. The atmosphere of everyone's pure thought will encircle all and definitely work wonders. Do not think ahead, thinking that this does not happen, that you have done a great deal, that you are doing a great deal and have heard a lot, that you also like this a great deal, but it does not happen. That this atmosphere of justice makes you weak. It has to happen. Have determination and fly. What can you not achieve? However, there first has to be attention to yourself. Attention paid to oneself will finish tension. Did you understand what you have to do? When some people say that this continues to happen all the time and that they had promised earlier too, do not listen to that. Do not be in agreement with those who are weak, but make them your companions. If anyone says anything that is not right, then tell them speak of good things, think of good things, and do good things. Acha, Are all of you happy and content? Baba has now spoken to everyone. This is also the Father's love. The sign of your having love for someone is that you cannot bear to see any weakness in the one you love. You will consider the mistake of the one you love to be your own mistake. So when the Father hears anything of the children, he considers it to be his own personally. So you wish to see the one you love become complete, perfect and equal. Everyone says this to BapDada because of their love for Baba, whether in their hearts, in their songs, words or thoughts. BapDada listens to everyone. So everyone says the same thing many times. What return can we give for Baba's love? Because you have completely changed from what you were. You have become the lucky few out of multi-millions. You have not become the handful out of the lucky few, but you have become the lucky few out of multi-millions. All of you have passed and thus. So what does the Father want in return? The return he wants is for you to turn yourself. Understand? That is all. This is the return. You can do this. Can you not? Are you not able to do this out of your love? It is not selfish love, is it? Are you ready to renounce this out of your love? Are you ready to follow any orders that the Father gives? Are all of you 100% in love, or is there a percentage? Are you ready to turn yourselves? Is anything done out of love, renunciation, or fortune? Devotees are ready to cut off their heads. Are you ready to cut off Ravan's head? Do not cut off your physical head, but at least cut off the head of Ravan. Will you cut off all 5 heads, or will you leave 1 or 2 heads? Will you keep the head of a little weakness? Perhaps. Okay, maybe not 5, but the 6th head of being a little unwise is also shown. Will you keep that? Acha. To all the Madhuban residents, the souls with angelic forms who fly in the plane of their minds, and together with those, to the elevated souls who reach Madhuban with the plane of their thoughts, to all the most elevated, loving souls everywhere who have the elevated thought of receiving fortune through renunciation, to the souls close to the Father who put the thought of constantly being even into their practical lives, love, remembrance and namaste from BapDada. To every child in the various foreign lands and in Bharat, personal love, remembrance and namaste according to your own speciality. The spiritual children says namaste and good morning to the spiritual Father. Blessing. May you practice the exercise of putting the powers into your life and thereby become full of all the powers. Explanation. Mother Brahma had spiritual attachment to the children, and this is why he makes a special group of children emerge by invoking them with subtle love and serves them the nourishment of powers. Here he used to serve them ghee, means clarified butter, and also made them exercise. He used to make you race through the 3 worlds from which there was special hospitality was given in life, and all the children became full of all the powers. Slogan. Souls who remain stable in their own self-respect will respect to others and enable them to move forward. Om Shanti